Hey guys, this is going to be a really quick video. I'm only making this because for the next video I'm going to be releasing on how, in my opinion, the best way to bring Megascans is into Blender. You will need three things. So one, you'll need an Epic Games account, which you can make for free. Some of you may already have it by playing like Fortnite or something like that. I think you need to have one if you do it on the computer. Could be wrong. But the other thing you need to download is Quixel Bridge, which is where Quixel kind of makes a port from, instead of downloading from their website, you can kind of have an interface that's inside or just sort of on your desktop. And that way you can download all the models, you can download materials, and then they can just be exported right into Blender. But for that to work, you also need a Quixel Bridge plugin. So I'm going to show you how to download that. All the links that you need will be below. So you'll have the link to the plugin, the link to the bridge, and you also have the link to the Epic Games account. So it shouldn't take you very long, and then you should be able to just hop right back into the tutorial that I'm going to be releasing right after this one. And that will be doing the actual legwork of the trick. So first things first, you need to make an Epic Games account. So you just come in here, sign up with email, fill out your information, probably going to send like an email verification, deal with all that stuff, and then you should be good. So the next thing is, after you've done that, we are going to go to Quixel Bridge here and you just download for free. Pretty straightforward download. Just put it on whatever drive you want. If you're running an SSD and a hard drive, I'd actually recommend you put it on your hard drive, assuming that it has more memory, which I think that's a pretty safe assumption. But yeah, you just don't want to bog down your SSD with it, because the reason why is that if you start downloading Megascans, while they're not outrageously big files, there are quite a few files that you may be downloading, and you don't want to have to go back later and delete them, remove them, and it's just better to do it on the hard drive. That's what I did. And then the last thing you're going to need is the Quixel Bridge plugin. So at the time that I'm recording this, it's Blender 2.9, and the plugin is version 3.2. While the versions may change, I'm going to assume that for the probably for the next couple of years at least, this kind of the process won't change, just maybe the numbers. So it's pretty straightforward. You just take the plugin and you want to download it. So you have 3.2. And then I like to just go, let me just pull my downloads in here. I'll go up to here, maybe take this, drag it on my desktop, and yeah, I'll just replace the file. And it doesn't matter where you save this. I just like to put it on my desktop so that it's easy to find. And then once you've done this and you have the file here, that's all you have to do for that part. You do not have to extract it. Blender just takes the entire zip file, opens it, and installs it. So once you have this on your desktop, you have an Epic Games account, and you've downloaded Bridge, then we can hop into Blender. So we're just going to open it up. I'm going to give it a second here. I'm going to go up to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, which should be the one that opens up, and then you're going to have to install. So I'm going to go to my desktop. I'm going to find 3.2, going to install it. Now I've already installed it, so it won't show up, but what will happen is you'll basically see this, except it won't be checked on. After you install it, it should just basically pull up only this. So we're going to click check, and then you can obviously hit the drop down arrow just to see the description, the author, Quixel, obviously, and then the version 3.2. So as long as we're there, that's good. And then we can open up Bridge for the first time and give it a test. Now the way that this works is like you'll have the 3D assets, the 3D plants, the surfaces, all that stuff. Now you are allowed to use these for free if you have an Epic Games account, but it is only licensed for Unreal Engine. So just keep that in mind, that if you actually want to use these in like an architectural visualization, then that you'd be selling, it's in my recommendation that you actually get like some kind of subscription and then just take the ones that you want. But what was kind of cool about doing it like this is that you can use as many models as you want. You can test them out. You can bring them in, and maybe you think that you have like the perfect model, but then when you actually get it in, it's not really what you had in mind. I am going to close just the webcam here too, just so you can see the whole thing. So I think if I go up to like 3D collections, actually I'll go to collections. I think environment. I'm trying to remember. I just downloaded one. I guess let's just do this one then. So if I hit this download button, this may just take a second, but this will come into Blender. Everything basically good to go. with textures on. And if I click that, you go to asset info, you can kind of see here, like it's a little scale of a human. It's open, which means that it's not a closed model. Like if you look at the back face of it, like it really is only viewable from one side, which for something that's huge like this, that doesn't really matter. But it is just kind of important to know that. And yeah, now that it's downloaded, instead of the download button, maybe click away here. Yeah, now it's an export button. So we have the download settings. So I believe that just downloaded an 8K resolution. It came in by default at the LOD2, like level of detail. So that's just, you just kind of depend, or sorry, you just download whatever LOD kind of fits your scene. If it's really up close, I'd recommend getting 0. If it's way off in the distance, just get something like 5. As you can see, it just actually says what the tries are here. But if we go to export settings now and Blender, this is set to 2K, so I don't think it'll be a problem. But if it doesn't work, then we might have to set it to 8K. But yeah, just make sure that it's export to Blender. Hit export, and you should see the export to Blender little tab here, export to Blender, exported successfully. So we minimize that, and then it is now in Blender. And if we go into material preview, then that is how it looks. And you know, maybe like rendered mode, you know, I don't really have the lighting set up for this, but you can kind of see that everything comes in ready to go. And I love it. So we are going to be doing a little bit of stuff like that in the next tutorial. And yeah, we're just going to look more at like plants and how you can improve your Lumion landscapes by almost using Blender as like a import batch. That's something I've been asking the devs for quite some time now, just to kind of implement into Lumion. But I think that this is a pretty good way around it, since Blender, especially from Bridge, is way faster at importing materials. The only downside to doing it like this is that, you know, if you want to move some stuff around in Lumion, you will have to do it in Blender and then refresh the FBX file. But anyways, I'm going to get into that more in the next tutorial. Thank you very much for checking out the channel. And the next video should be coming up within the next couple of hours. So if you're watching this and it's not the date that this video came out, then the video should be linked below. I will see you in that one though, guys, and take it easy.